Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I had to sort of do a 180 here because as you can see, I'm right under the skylight and the sun just falls like right here, right in my face. So today turned out to be a very interesting morning, and I don't know where I put all my stuff at. Oh, right here. Today turned out to be a very interesting morning because, well, first of all, I remember that I have this thing right here, which is a DJI Smart Controller. And I also remember that I have, drum roll please, my buddy's Air 2S that he lent me out. It's a Fly More combo, and he lent it to me basically to sell. But he did say that I have his permission to fly it. So, of course, being myself, put two and two together and I get a smart controller, Air 2S. Will the two work together? Keep in mind that my smart controller is on a very old firmware. It wasn't updated and it doesn't have DJI Fly app on it. So first things first, I had to install DJI Fly on it, and let me show you how simple it was. Okay, so as you may remember in the previous video, I did show that the smart controller does take the micro SD card. So basically, to install any new app, you need to have it in a specific file format on this SD card. So this is what I did. I took the SD card out and I put it in the SD card adapter. Then I put it in my huge 24-inch iMac. Then I went onto the DJI website, downloaded the appropriate application for Android. I think it comes in APK format. And once I turned on the smart controller, I went into the file manager and found the appropriate app among the files. And it's all very simple. Clicked on it and clicked install. Done. Then I just had to make sure the controller is connected to Wi-Fi to sign into my profile on the DJI app, DJI Fly app, and I'm good to go. So right now I'm gonna take my friend's Air 2S, I'm gonna take my smart controller and go outside and test it out, see how it flies. Okay, so I'm currently outside, very beautiful weather. I'm gonna I'm gonna attempt to launch for the first time the Air 2S with a smart controller. Now, keep in mind, I am located in Ukraine, where currently all of civilian flights are forbidden, not just restricted, forbidden. You're not allowed to fly a drone of any kind whatsoever for any reason. So before I test a drone, I have to call one of the guys in the Ukrainian military, have to notify him that I will fly, and he will pass that information down so nobody freaks out. Because yesterday I was testing my Mavic Pro, as you saw the video before, and I forgot to do that. And guess what? Within an hour, I got a phone call from him and he was like, did you just fly your drone? I'm like, yeah. He's like, don't do that again without notifying me. So I just called him. I said, yeah, I'm about to test my drone. Not going to go about higher than 20 meters AGL just to test it. So he said, it's cool. I'm not at location, but I will notify the commander that you're about to fly. So that was good. Right here, I'm not going to set it on the ground because it's like dirt everywhere, but I have the Air 2S, I have the smart controller, and here's the cool thing I just learned about the bag. I didn't notice before. It's got a side handle, which makes it very, very convenient to carry like this, which is actually what I prefer. So DJI, you know, my compliment to you for actually a well-designed bag. So let's get the drone put on the ground, turn on the remote, turn on the drone, and bind them, and I will record the screen as I do the entire flight. Okay, so this turned out to be a complete bust. For some reason, for whatever reason, the remote controller would not pair with the drone. Then I hooked up the original controller, everything worked just fine. So my assumption is because the remote controller, the smart controller, that is on the old firmware, and I do not want to update it because it can, since I am currently in Ukraine, it can really throw a lot of things out of whack. I'm gonna wait until I'm back in US to update the firmware. So because the firmware on the smart controller is not updated, probably because of that, even though I did install DJI Fly on the controller itself, it would not pair with the drone. So something is out of sync there in programming. So I'm a little upset. I'm not gonna hide it because I already called the military, said, I'm gonna fly around, test a drone, and I didn't get to fly around, and that upsets me greatly. But it's just another day in the life of a drone pilot. Sometimes you succeed, sometimes you don't. So gonna have to move on. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.